On December 15, 1791, something happened that quietly changed the relationship between power and people forever. There were no explosions, no armies marching, no kings falling in a single moment. But for the first time in modern history, a government officially admitted something radical, that its power must be limited. Before this day, rights were gifts from rulers. Kings decided who could speak, who could worship, who could protest, who could live freely, and those rights could be taken back at any moment. This belief had dominated human civilization for thousands of years, but the American Revolution shattered that assumption. Men like James Madison, Thomas Jefferson, and George Mason had just fought a brutal war against British rule. They had seen what unchecked authority looked like: arbitrary arrests, censorship, soldiers quartered in homes, punishment without trial, and they feared something even worse. They feared that their own new government could one day become the same monster they had just escaped. The U.S. Constitution created a strong federal state, but many Americans were uneasy. They asked a dangerous question: what stops this new government from turning against its own people? James Madison understood the danger. Power, even when born from revolution, always wants to expand. So he drafted a set of protections not to empower the government, but to restrain it. On December 15, 1791, 10 amendments were ratified. They became known as the Bill of Rights. For the first time, freedom of speech was written into law not as a privilege, but as a guarantee. Religion was protected from state control. Citizens gained the right to protest, to assemble, and to criticize those in power. The government was forbidden from unreasonable searches. People were guaranteed fair trials. Cruel punishment was banned. This was revolutionary not because it was perfect, it wasn't. Women were excluded. Enslaved people were denied these rights. Indigenous nations were ignored entirely. But the idea itself was dangerous to empires everywhere, because once rights are written down, they become weapons against tyranny. Over time, this document escaped America. It inspired the French Declaration of the Rights of Man. It influenced independence movements across Latin America. It shaped post-colonial constitutions in Africa and Asia. In 1948, after the horrors of World War II, its spirit reappeared in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Under the United Nations, the idea that governments exist for people, not the other way around, became global law. And yet, the lesson of December 15th is not comfort. It is warning. Rights survive only when defended. They can be eroded quietly, suspended in fear, traded away in the name of security. The Bill of Rights did not end oppression, but it gave humanity a tool to fight it. That is why this day matters. Because the struggle between power and freedom did not end in 1791. It continues in courts, in protests, in constitutions, in everyday choices. History is not old. History is living inside us. One day, one event, one lesson. Mr. Feedy,